I think of someone that needs help and in most cases doesn't find the assistance they need.
High school and all the stress that is put on you.
Ailments that kind of take over a person's life.
I think that the people who have mental illnesses feel alone and hopeless.
I think of someone being lonely and trapped and sad.
The various conditions that many people have based because of stress and maybe some kind of abuse in the past.
When I hear the word mental illness, I think about those who are suffering in silence.
As a mental health advocate, I think I have a different perception of the words mental illness than the rest of society does. Sadly, too many people in society believe there's a negative connotation that people who struggle with mental health issues are criminals, are dangerous. The reality, that's just not true. People who struggle with mental health disorders are more likely to be the victims of a crime than the perpetrators. And I think it's important that we start the conversation so that people truly understand what good mental health and what mental health disorders are.
I think, like most people, I shy away from it. It sounds like a very technical, intimidating term. It's meant to sum up such a broad spectrum of unique conditions that I often forget that it applies to me. It doesn't seem like it sums up the emotional reality of it. And when I hear it, the first words that come to mind are definitely misunderstood and scary.
Stigma is the biggest obstacle towards people not getting treatment for mental health disorders. And that's due to the fear, the embarrassment of what that diagnosis might mean to them. So by eliminating stigma, we're going to encourage everyone to get treatment.
Crazy.
Weak.
Get over it.
Dude, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Psycho.
Weirdo.
It's just a phase.
Man up.
Kill yourself.
Just take some pills.
We all deal with that.
Suck it up.
It's all in your head.
Just cheer up, man.
Whether people liked me or not, I know that pretty much everyone thought of me as someone who was very outgoing, happy, silly. And it was strange because even though I knew people thought of me that way, I also knew that they knew I was going through other things. It was something that people kind of whispered about, that they knew about without me telling them. And I never wanted to fully acknowledge it or own it per se, because I had made this pretense of being totally normal and happy. And I genuinely believe that if I were to be honest about it and go public, so to speak, people wouldn't want to talk to me and would think I was crazy. And when things eventually got better, I wanted to be proud of having gotten through this, but instead I just felt ashamed of having had it happen to me in the first place.
And until we actually understand what those signs and symptoms mean to that individual, I don't believe that we're going to actually get to the underlying causes and actually help those people who are having mental health disorders and may or may not even realize they are suffering from a mental health disorder, because all they know is that I'm in pain and I don't like the pain that I'm in, and I need to do something about it. And if they don't know what to do and they don't feel openly about talking to someone else about how to address that pain, then that can lead to very serious consequences. In some cases, it could be fatal if they don't get the help that they need. And what's sad about that is that mental health disorders are actually highly treatable.
I think it is pretty much a full-time job. You have to be constantly aware of what you're saying and how it may affect someone else, and also empathetic to the people around you.
It's so important for teens to be there for their friends. You are the first line of defense for your friends. You spend more time with each other, most likely, than you spend with parents. So it's more likely that a friend might see something happening within a person. You know, a lot of times people, if you grow up with the same brain all your life, you may not see that there's something going on, but a friend might.
My friends definitely deserve a ton of the credit for getting me to where I am today. One of the most important things that they did was that they always took me seriously when I came to them for help. I never once heard from them that I needed to just get a more positive outlook on life, or just like, it'll get better, don't worry about it. They were always very supportive, and they always asked me questions. They always wanted to understand more fully what I was feeling, and that was very important to me. It wasn't that they were saying I should have reacted a different way. They just wanted to understand, because they didn't have the same mental situation that I did. They also were very patient. If I came to them, I was always clearly in a very, very down emotional state, and they weren't gonna demand that I felt better at the end of the conversation. And nor did they ever get frustrated when they would give me advice and I would say, that doesn't make me feel better. Because I was honest and they were patient, and that was what worked best.
I look for soccer.
For baking.
For food. For distance.
For Six Flags.
For Hoogie Haven.
For social media.
For every day to be Earth Day.
For my friends' bad jokes.
For acapella.
For leaving during lunch, study hall, and after-school activities.
For my wife, my daughter, and my twin girls.
For the opportunity to give back to the people who helped raise me.
For hard work.
For Lax is life.
For balloons. For ribbons.
For saving the world.
To one day walk again.
I live for Hong Kong.
I live for Italy.
For dank memes.
For rock and roll.
For each other on and off the field.
For stage fear.
For my beats.
Who, me? I live for the music! I live for the music.
I live for my little brother.
And I live for my big sister.
I live to pull up.
I live to be a father.
I live for Kiera. No, just kidding. I live for my wife and kids.
For my family.
For large iced Americano with sugar-free vanilla and whole milk.
I live for Messi.
I live for Benteke.
I live for Hamlet.
For art.
I live for photobombing.
For people who make me happy, and Supreme Box logos.
For harmony. And frisbee.
I live for the Northern Knights and Matthew.
For my family, the beach, and the peer leaders.
I live for what tomorrow brings.
Do you live for dog bones? Do you live for suicide prevention? I love you.